Right, so we had an old lady the last time. Not many people can say that.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. Let's see who we can get to this time. It's really handy, it just lets you replay them. Nice to see you. I'll just put your name down and you can go right in. What we should do after this date is go check the graveyard and see what their things read.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do Vera.
Are you sure? Have you wet your throat enough for Vera?
I'm going to have another swig of my my G Fuel.
She's
Not a sponsor.
Vera's going to dry you up.
She'd smoke me out.
She's one hot lady. You meet Vera outside. She's smoking in the dark.
Took you long enough. Not really, though. I'm just kidding around. So what do you want to do? The world's all...
Vera stops talking. She seems distracted all of a sudden.
You hear that?
What were you going to say?
The world's a casino. There it is again. A voice. Did you hear it this time?
I still didn't hear it.
I'm hearing a second voice. This one sounds familiar. Like the way I'd sound if someone recorded me.
What?
Me, but not me.
Where are the voices coming from?
We're recording this. It'd be really weird if it could...
Hear you? Well, at least you sound like her.
It'd be really weird if it could detect if it's being recorded. Which one do you want to pick?
Oh, I read it already. Where are the voices coming from?
The voices are in my head, but also far away. The voice is calling out to me. It's saying, Vera, are you there? We're trying to reach Vera.
Somebody doing a seance?
Dead on the 5th of November, 1954. And then the other voice, the one that sounds so familiar. It says, where are you, Mom?
Oh yeah, I was going to say, is there a daughter?
Oh no. My daughter? I'm sorry. I have to go. I have to find her.
It seems wrong to say, can I come with you, but we can't exactly pass it off.
Yeah. I think you better. I'm not sure what I'm hearing. It sounds like my daughter, but, well, you know what I've done. It might be nice to have some backup.
You follow Vera to the source of the voices in her head. A small bungalow on a quiet street on the other side of town. There's a square hedge around the front yard and a neon sign in the window. Psychic readings. Psychic readings. Know the future. Know yourself.
Call 1800 69 69 69 27. Let's go inside. Get on in there, doll.
Inside, the house is dark. Except for a dim room towards the back, lit by trembling candles. Two people are seated at a table facing each other. One is a young woman dressed in black with multiple piercings. She appears to be the psychic and playing the part with a witchy flair. A second woman sits across from her. This woman is in her 70s, wearing wire-framed glasses and long black dress. She looks like a retired librarian.
That's my daughter. Is this a seance?
It sure looks that way.
What happens now? I feel a presence.
Vera's daughter opens her eyes.
Mom, are you there?
She just sounds the same, apparently.
Your mother is here. She may not be able to speak, but she is listening. Mom? I sense two presences. One is unknown to me.
The psychic breathes in deeply.
You may now ask your mother a question. Perhaps she will respond. Mom? It's Jane. I need to know what happened. How you really died. The police, the papers. They all said it was an accident. But I found your letters, Mom. What did they do to you? I can't tell her what happened. It's too hard. Can you say something to her? I need her to know I'm out there. I'm just not sure I can do it.
Oh, well, we're not choosing remain silent. Tell her it was an accident or tell Jane how her mom really died. I guess it would probably be better for her to think it was an accident.
I don't know.
Which do you think she'd prefer for her
If
to...
it was me, I'd tell her how her mom really died, but...
I mean, that's gonna hurt a lot.
Truth hurts.
Sure, let's tell her then. The psychic repeats what you say word for word.
The letters were all true. Every word. I'm sorry I left you. I did it so you could live.
Jane begins to cry.
You didn't leave me. They took you from me. I was only a little girl. I'm so sorry, Mom. I miss you so much.
Aww.
I
She's
miss
just there
you
over
too.
her shoulder. I'm only now noticing the little skeleton hand for the cursor.
That was that. Let's check out the graveyard. Spooky Peter. Spirit of Malice. Years alive 1631 to 1665. Cause of death, bubonic plague. Spooky Peter isn't his real name. It's one he was given by an author of famous, totally true ghost stories. Having been dead some 4 centuries now, Spooky Peter is the oldest ghost at speed dating by a mile. In life he worked as a doctor, notably treating victims during the last significant outbreaks of the plague in London. The disease would ultimately claim him.
Spirit of Despair, years alive 1891 to 1954. Cause of death, house fire. Better known as the Lady in Smoke, Vera is a bit of a celebrity in the ghost world. She lived a fairly long and eventful life as a secretary and then personal assistant to an infamous Vegas casino owner in the early years of the Strip. The elite gig put the best drinks in Vera's hands, but sure put her out as she found herself at the whims of childish, over-rich men who demanded everything of her and had no qualms making life miserable for good people. She died in a house fire under suspicious circumstances, taking a multitude of secrets with her, and has since haunted the hotels and mansions of wealthy men, bringing folly to any who misuse their power.
Nice. Look up here, Hattie/Milton.
Oh!
Spirit of Compassion. Years alive 1922 to 2010. Cause of death, heart failure. Throughout her long life, Hattie always put others first. Though she never had any kids of her own, she worked for more than 40 years as an elementary school librarian before retiring to a life of gardening and jam making alongside her longtime partner Milton. After Hattie took a hard fall, she and Milton were both accepted into Queen Mary's nursing home, where Hattie lived her final days helping her fellow residents any way she could.
She's a sweetie.
Is there a Milton one?
No,
I suppose they're just buried together.
still quite a few there.
Yeah. Your turn to pick one.
I want to go back to Gary.
Gary, he was in the Room of Liars?
Yeah, I'm not satisfied with that ending.
There was the Room of Liars, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. No.
Oh, the room is now
Oh.
empty. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So it was the Room of Black, I think. Return to the Room of Black. Speed dating rounds have wrapped up, but some ghosts are still hanging around. Gary! You've already dated Gary.
Oh, no!
We can replay
We can
the date.
replay it from the graveyard, I think.
Okay.
So will I just press escape?
Yep. Visit graveyard. Gary. Just look at that little that tiny little stone. Replay date.
So we can skip through a lot of this.
Last bus went by, still there are other ghosts. One natters, another one is it's Gary. He's wearing a bow tie. I wore a bow tie. You look nice. You used to look respectable. The second time, thought you'd like it.
I love it.
Gary smiles briefly. Office, I worked as an accountant under the tracks with the train grinds and I'm evil and so spooky. Yes, spooky. Ooh, I look scary. Dim purple light. Ooh, the dead of night boss has arrived. Ooh, spooky doogie doogie doogie. This is not sanctioned by any city. It's a wisp. You and the other ghosts on the bus. There's no fare. You all paid the price because you died.
Okay, you're exhausting me.
The office is just as I remember it. I sat in that corner. Accounting is not thrilling work, but it can be exceptionally busy. Wow, look at all the clues leading to the fact that I killed my partner and then was shot dead.
That was, yeah, you picked the wrong question. I mean, I don't know if it matters, but it's not the exact same as what we did last time. Yeah, it was a funny name, wasn't it? So do you want to stick to the original one, or do you want to change it and see what was he like?
Let's see what he was like. I worked with the man for 16 years. At first for the bank, we were miserable, so we struck out on our own. Service desk, turns into desk lamp.
It's all the same.
He's a friend. He was a thief. Oh. Green gold lamp. Casts a long shadow, it begins to move, creeps along the wall. Money that did not owe, he'd pocketed for himself, small amounts, so I would not notice, but even small numbers do not add up. Gary struggles to stand, he seems troubled by something. When I confronted him, there was a fight.
I don't know if it matters.
Is that how you died? No, it is how Service died. I killed him. Oh God, I still feel the blade.
He looked terrifying there.
I looked for gloves, bleach, I found them, but I could not hide what I'd done. Instead, I called the police. Sitting quietly in the dark, I waited for them to arrive. When the officers knocked on the door, I was so scared. They warned me, but I couldn't let go of the weapon, frozen in place right there in our office. They shot me where I stood. I died here, same as Service.
Okay. So, not to call him a monster, but that still sounds really suspicious.
Well, yeah, he didn't mean to kill him. They got into a fight. He accidentally killed Service. He didn't mean to do it. And
but he goes looking for bleach and everything to clean the place off.
yeah, because he freaked out. He was like, "Oh my god, this is my life. My life's over." And he started, and then he's like, "Okay." And then once he had a minute, he called the cops on himself.
Okay.
Like no one else called the cops. He called the cops on himself.
Okay.
So do you want to say at least you know, or you didn't mean to?
You didn't mean to.
But I did mean to do it.
So I was right.
I acted with a clear head. I was not forced. I must carry this burden, atone for my act. I take comfort knowing Service is out there, somewhere, perhaps seeking his own vengeance. I suppose it is only right that I give it to him. Gary's gone.
Wait.
The office is darker now.
Wait.
On the wall you see a portrait, two smiling men, Service and Gary, the day they opened their firm. The office begins to shake as the first train of the day rolls by overhead, but the picture stays fixed to the wall.
Where there was no accident there.
He acted with a clear head. I suppose he got into the fight, he did it.
So I was right the first time.
Maybe, I don't know.
But
People
look at
are
the description. The description calls it an accident, but doesn't sound like an accident. He's like, I killed him.
Well,
He
no,
talks
he
about the
wasn't like-
knife and the feeling of it slipping in and everything.
Yeah,
and
that's haunting him.
yeah.
Again, it was an accident. You can still do something with a clear head and have an accident. Like, you can take actions clear-headed. Like, you can try and walk out of a door with a completely clear head and stub your toe. You know?
And I don't quite get that one.
I think it was an accident, and it just things got a bit too out of hand.
So much for clearing that up.
Yeah. You can go right in. I said Dre.
Oh, okay.
May as well finish Dre up. We can't act like we forgot about Dre. be the room of black.
Oh no, look, Dre's not there.
Dre's-
Oh well, let's
Dre's-
press escape.
Dre's right here.
Ugh. I'm gonna feel bad about that. I'm sure something's gonna happen here where I feel terrible
You
about
ready?
being mean to Dre.
Oh, we are ready, and we're ready to see this date in the next episode of Speed Dating for Ghosts.
Are you ready for Dre?
Don't forget about Dre. I'm gonna keep making those jokes pretty much
Let's
throughout
have
the entire
a
date.
tentaculating experience with
like
Dre. Like tantalating, but
well, it's tantalizing and scintillating. They're two different words. You've gotten them both in your head, and they muddled up through your mouth like a fine mojito.
Erase it all.
Delete the episode. See you in the next one.